Oh, I'm Arnold from Hey Arnold. It's a cartoon from the 90s. It's pretty popular. It's on Nickelodeon. You want to do the countdown with me?
No.
Hey, Walter! Let's do this, football head. Thanksgiving is almost here, and you know what that means.
It's time to give thanks to Craig Bartlett and Nickelodeon for finally giving us Hey Arnold, the Jungle Movie. That's right, we're finally gonna get answers. Answers to questions that we've had for 15 years. What happened to Arnold's parents? Will Helga confess her love to Arnold?
What the is wrong with Curly?
Well, maybe not all the answers, but Hey Arnold fans across the world, old and new, will at last get what they've been so patient in receiving, a conclusion to the story.
To celebrate the Jungle Movie, we've picked out 5 episodes from the show's run that are the cream of the crop.
So, for your viewing pleasure,
These are the top 5 best episodes of Hey Arnold.
number 5, The Vacant Lot from Season 1. There are a few great episodes surrounding Arnold and baseball, but I think this is the best one. Arnold and the neighborhood kids are getting tired of the interruptions that go along with playing baseball in the street. Soon they find an unused lot full of garbage and debris that they quickly clean up and dub Gerald Field. After the kids leave, the adults in the neighborhood notice there's a lot of space available there and start to use the lot for their own purposes. When the kids return the next day, they see what their elders have done and are unsure how to handle it. I'm sure a ton of kids who grew up playing baseball can relate to this episode. It's authentic in the tone and attitude the kids had, and Arnold and Gerald, friendship goals.
Just think, this morning was full of trash. And now, it's a baseball field. Our baseball field.
When the adults take over the lot, it gives the kids an antagonist to defeat, but not in pranking them or bothering them until they leave. The kids have a better solution.
This is how the lot looked before we cleaned it up. Before we turned it into Gerald Field, and before you guys kicked us out.
So if you want Gerald Field so badly, you can have it just the way we found it. Done.
It's a classic episode, and one that has a great message. There's only one thing left to say.
Play ball! 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 Play ball!
Play ball! Play ball!
Tamara.
Play ball! Play ball!
Tamara.
Play ball! Play ball! Play ball! Play ball! Number 4, Helga on the Couch from Season 4. This episode gave us a lot of background on Helga's obsession with Arnold and her complicated family life. A psychologist named Dr. Bliss is observing some of the students at PS 118 and immediately notices Helga's cruel demeanor. It's recommended that Helga have a one-on-one session with the doctor, and in that session, Helga's issues, both at home and at school, are addressed and deeply delved into. Her memories start as far back as preschool as she slowly begins spilling her guts to Dr. Bliss. Helga was always a fan favorite, but in this episode, we really got to dig into what made her tick. Some of Hey Arnold's best episodes feature the show's signature comedy.
We heard a crash. Are you all right, honey?
Of course! I was just getting ready for bed.
Oh, okay. Well, sleep well.
Yeesh! What a nut job.
I need a smoothie.
Blended with sincerely sad moments.
Hey, who's taking me to preschool?
Yeah, in a minute, Olga.
No, I'm Helga, Dad. Helga.
Whatever. Go play outside, would you?
At this point in the show, we've heard Helga confess her love for Arnold to a few choice people, but not on this scale.
I'm absolutely positively in love with the boy. I want to grow up and have a fabulous life traveling around the world with him. Coffee in Paris, roses, sailboats, the whole 9 yards. I want to have a perfume named after us, Arnold and Helga. I love Arnold!
And Brainy. Oh, Brainy.
I love you, love you, love you.
Number 3. Arnold's Christmas from Season 1. Arnold trying to find Mr. Wynn's daughter is one of this fan base's fondest memories. On the rewatch, it holds all of that emotion intact. The boarding house is drawing for Secret Santa, and Arnold gets Mr. Wynn. Struggling to find out what he wants for Christmas, Arnold learns of Wynn's long-lost daughter, Mai. They were separated decades ago, and their reunion would be the perfect gift for the lonely boarder. Arnold sets out to find Mai, but it's not easy, as he runs into several roadblocks. Helga hears of Arnold's problem, and secretly does her best to help. This show could always draw you in with its pure sentiment and sympathetic characters. Arnold's Christmas is arguably the greatest example of that. Mr. Wynn's flashback of how he had to give away his daughter is one of the best moments in the entire series.
I had to make the most difficult decision of my life. I knew I had to do the best thing for Mai. I knew if I gave Mai to the soldier, they would take care of her.
You can feel his longing to see his daughter again. It's a great performance from Baum Coleman and a great atmosphere built around it.
It took me 20 years until I could finally get out of the country. Sometimes it is so difficult. I almost give up hope. But I never stop thinking about her. I will never stop trying. I would give anything to see her again.
This might be one of the best animated Christmas specials I've ever seen. It features a few amazing moments from Helga.
Are you that cold? Look into your heart, and we've got a choice here. Either you and I work all night to find a certain lost daughter, or you can leave now. But if you leave now, that little football-headed kid will never believe in miracles again.
But nothing beats the reunion of Mr. Wynn and his daughter.
Father?
Mai? Can't believe it. Mai, is it really you?
It captures the spirit of the season in a way that doesn't feel preachy. It feels genuine and personal. Without a doubt, one of the show's best.
Merry Christmas, Arnold.
Number 2. Parents' Day from Season 5. This episode gets emotional. Arnold's class is holding a parents' tournament weekend, and his grandparents are excited to compete with him. But it seems Arnold himself doesn't want anything to do with it this year. He's feeling down about not having his own parents around, and this leads to his grandfather detailing what happened to them and why they've been absent from the 9-year-old's life. Along with its heartbreaking story, the theme to this episode is one of the saddest things I've ever heard. This is the first time we heard about what happened to Arnold's parents, and their backstory presented here is something fans were waiting for years to hear.
What happened to him, Grandpa?
They never came back. Never heard from them again.
What about your plane?
It was never found.
Arnold dreams of his last moments with his parents and the times immediately following their evident demise. The ending to the episode is a touching melancholy, but also somehow hopeful moment.
Are you crying?
No! Ow! Will you stop doing that?
We love Hey Arnold, and we all know that there are way more than just 5 amazing episodes.
So here are some honorable mentions that we would highly recommend as some of the best in the series.
And the number one best Hey Arnold episode is The Journal, Parts 1 and 2 from Season 5. You want to talk about heartbreaking? The Journal is still a gut punch to watch. On the anniversary of his parents' disappearance, Arnold has had enough of hearing about his mom and dad while nearly giving up hope on their return. That changes when he finds his father's journal, which presents many details he never knew, all from his father's perspective. This includes how gut-wrenching it was for him and his wife to leave their 1-year-old son. This covers some of the events that were outlined in Parents' Day, but it goes much deeper into those happenings to give us a clearer picture of just what went wrong and who Arnold's parents really were. They were adventurers who loved helping others, a trait that was obviously passed on to their son. We got to see how Arnold was born and even the origins of Abner the pig in this story. Arnold's father's journal ends with a poignant narration that encapsulated what made this show stand out.
I love every day of our lives together. I'm looking forward to living near my mom and dad and watching Arnold grow and learn more and more. I feel so lucky. I would do anything in the world for my lovely Stella and for our dear little son, Arnold.
While it answered some questions for us, the journal left us with a few bigger ones, particularly the ending tease that was up in the air for 15 years.
Grandma! Grandpa! You have to see this! I found a map!
Hey Arnold captured our imagination with a realistic setting, relatable characters, authentic perspective, spot-on comedy, and sentimental storytelling. It's as enjoyable today as it was all those years ago, maybe more so.
As the series continues to gain new fans, the Jungle Movie will close out a story many of us have been following for over 20 years and will finally help us off a specific cliff we've been hanging on for 15. Hey Arnold had it all, and in the words of Mr. Simmons, it will always hold a special place in our hearts. Over on my personal channel, you can check out an episode of The Countdown Continued where I talk more about the honorable mentions from this list. I'm also going to discuss the first Hey Arnold movie in the lead up to Thursday's premiere.
We want to hear what you guys think.
What is your favorite episode of Hey Arnold? What do you want me to cover next on the show?
Leave a comment and let us know. You can also follow me on Twitter at Tamara L. Chambers and YouTube at Tamara Lynn Chambers.
You can like my Facebook page, facebook.com/AwesomeWalterB, and follow along on Twitter to take part in more polls about what may be covered in the future. Come back next week for a brand new episode of Top 5.
See you later, football head.
You're tearing me apart, Helga!